What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Yeah, I Know It podcast. Before we get our guest onto the podcast, I just want to give my appreciations to everybody that comes on and watches the podcast. It really means a lot to me. Use code, if you want to shop at Whole Strength, use code MUSIC, get you 10% off. If you're watching this video right now and you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Click the subscribe button. It really helps me out a lot. My plan is to have 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year, so God willing. And what I like to do when I pray to God sometimes when I'm praying about this podcast is I ask for these things, but then again I also pray that if it's not in His will, then give me the peace to be okay with that. So, yeah, I was just going off on that little tangent, but yeah, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do that right now. Leave a comment in the section below. Just say hey or give me a topic to talk about with the next podcast. And I think that's about it. Yeah, man. Yeah, buddy. All right, let's get into the podcast. All right, so the next guest on the Yeah I Know It podcast is none other than my friend Collin Daniels. So Collin, how was your week? How did that go? Anything crazy happen to you this week?
No, man. Nothing too crazy, man. I work at Publix, so it stays pretty simple.
Pretty chill.
Not a whole lot going on, man. Nothing too crazy, honestly.
So let me tell you about my week. So it was going pretty normal. Just going to work every day. Wednesday, I went to go to church, and I just got off. I didn't have enough time to go get ready, so I went to. So when I got off, I went straight to church. Dude, I'm sitting in song service, and they were doing the prayer request, and I got a text on my phone from my mom and said, "Are you home?" I was like, "No." And she just said, "Okay." So I was like, "Why?" She said, "Well, I heard this loud bang in Kaylee's room, so I don't know if somebody's trying to get into the house or what." So it freaked my mom out. She went and got in her truck. And she drove down to Norm's just to be out of the house because she thought she was going to get killed or something. So I tell her, I was like, well, just drive around the house and stuff, like try to see if there's any way anybody could get in. So she said she was going to do that. She forgot her glasses, so she ended up running a stop sign.
Oh, no.
And if you know my mom, she always wears her shoes. She doesn't go anywhere without any shoes. She forgot her shoes and everything, so she just dipped out of the house.
Oh, yeah, she was paranoid.
So she said when she started pulling back down the driveway, I got another text and said, "Call me." So I walked out and I called her, and she said that there was somebody sitting in like a truck that was in the yard.
Oh boy.
So my dad was on stage singing, so I had to go out of the church, walk all the way around to the back, and I got up, and when they started praying, I looked at my poppy. I was like, get my dad. So I got him, and he checked his phone, and he seen it, so that he went and got Kaylee and they were going to head down to Fort Meade. And I told him, I was like, because my dad, y'all know if y'all watch the podcast, he was a felon, so he's not allowed to have guns or anything. I was like, do you want my pistol? He's like, no, I'm not allowed to have that, but I'm about to beat somebody with my hands. So I took it upon myself. I was like, all right, well, I'm going to bring my pistol just in case.
No, I got you.
So I struck out down there, and we got down there. We were ready to freaking get down to business, right? We walk into Kaylee's room, and her mirror had just fell. Like she had set it up in the windowsill, and it just fell over, and it freaked my mom out. And the people that were in the driveway was the Amazon guy.
Oh, no.
So it was kind of, I mean, she freaked out. I understand her freaking out because she's there by herself, and she couldn't see what the vehicle was because she didn't have her glasses on. But she was definitely freaked out. I thought I was finna have to kill somebody.
Oh, man. No, that ain't.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I get it, though, bro. Being home alone and something like that.
Yeah, dude.
I'm the same way. I'm a dude. I'm the same way. What was that, bro? Like.
Yeah, my dad used to be the one that I was always scared. He said that one time, when we first moved into that house that they're in now, that somebody there had like a banging on the front door, and they were laying down, and my dad was like, "Kelly, go check that out." So he was a scaredy cat, but He got over that fear. He was ready to beat somebody with his hands.
Shoot, I had that kind of happen one time. I was like 5 or 6 years old when I lived in Bradley, and we had these like 10 little clear jars of candy that stayed in the kitchen. Well, I come out, I can hear something, and it scared me. I'm like coming out of my bedroom, like yo, like, and it was about that time where, cause I didn't sleep in my own bed, bro. My parents told me like, hey, you gotta go to sleep in your own bed, but when you wake up, you come to our bedroom. I ain't gonna go to sleep. I just waited it out, bro.
Yeah.
So I heard something, so I'm like, So I got my pellet gun, man. I'm coming through the house, right? I'm coming around the corner, and my dad's 2 hands deep in the dang candy jar, like. I'm like, yo, what? He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, what are you doing? Like, and dude, I don't know what it was. But I was like, man, it's somebody in our house, dude.
I slept in my parents' house or not my parents' house, but I slept in their bedroom until I was 12. Yeah, and they hated it.
Yeah, it was like 12 or 13. Me too, bro. Yeah, no.
Yeah, dude, I would go around and I would wait to hear my dad snoring.
Yep.
Because if my dad was snoring, my mom was asleep, obviously, because she couldn't stand him snoring. So I would just wait.
Yep.
And then I would dip in there.
Go on.
As soon as I got in the room, I was on the ground. And I crawled up to my spot. I never knew until, like, if they woke up in the middle of the night, they'd wake me up. Hey, go get in your bed. Like, bro, why?
Yeah, no. I didn't play that. Once I was in that bed, no, it was...
Yeah.
Y'all ain't kicking me out, bro. Y'all go sleep in that bed. There's ghosts in there, man.
Yeah. Yeah, y'all don't understand what it's like.
There's something in that bedroom. But no, that's how it was for me too, bro. I can't even lie.
By the way, we don't really have any topics for this podcast, so it's kind of just, it's going to be everywhere. Dude, I have a question.
What's up?
How often do you wear deodorant?
Dude, I ain't gonna lie. I'm kind of musky, bro. So, like,
what do you mean you're
like,
musky?
Bro, like, no, like, not necessarily musky, but, like, if I go work out or if I'm working a little too hard at work, I can start smelling myself. And I've even had my girlfriend, like sniff me. Hey, do I smell bad? She's like, no, but I'd be like, I smell it. Like, I'll be putting deodorant on all the time.
See,
bro.
I hardly ever put on deodorant. And I'm not like I don't stink.
No,
but like what you said, like if
some
I'm
people
working out a
ain't,
bunch,
bro, like,
I get somewhat kind of musky. But dude, I just forget to put on deodorant.
I understand that. That's how I started buying, because I used to keep a deodorant stick in my truck, but they kept melting. Like, I go out there and put it on, and it just be this glob, and I'm like trying to like, nah, this ain't working. So I bought some dry spray. I keep some dry spray in my truck.
That's too cold for me.
It is, dog. It'd be like, oh,
so cold.
But then it's like, oh, at least I don't.
See, this might sound weird, but I like the women's deodorant.
No, I be using Kendall's deodorant, bro. I do.
It's like Secret or
the
something.
the Dove or whatever.
Yeah.
The Secret, the little blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a good
That's
stuff.
my favorite deodorant.
It's some good stuff.
Oh, so when did not when did we meet each other, but we've known each other for a pretty long time.
For a minute, bro.
Since the summer of my 5th grade year would be the summer of your 6th grade year.
Because
so
I was going into 7th grade. That was the first year I played football.
Yeah, so we met. It was Little League football that we were playing.
Middles, that's what they called it.
Yeah,
Middles.
so we so what I remember is you came to a football practice. It was like your first or second football practice, and the day after.
Yeah.
Because I always thought, I was like, man, I know this dude. I've seen him on Instagram and stuff. He's cool.
No, it was the other way around, because that was the first year I seen you at my school. Or no, we weren't in school yet. But
I first time I ever saw you in person,
had to be
it was at a football game.
Yeah, high school game.
And I seen y'all down there playing football or whatever. And I was like, man, I think you were with Reese.
Yep.
Reese had on them the first KDs.
Yeah,
and they
I
were,
already
like,
KDs.
highlight orange. And I was like, man, these guys are cool. So I went through all that, and then after the football practice one day, he was like, hey man, we don't live that far from each other. He was like, if you want to hang out, and your excuse was to go through plays and stuff. And I was like, bro, I ain't got none of that.
Yeah, no, I didn't know nothing, bro. I was like almost till I played football till my senior year, almost till like sophomore, junior year. I was still trying to figure out these pass plays.
Don't know no plays at all, bro.
It was you put your hand down. I'm like, all right, Jason, that's what I'm gonna do. I mean, sound effects.
That's a slant, bro.
Like, oh, all right, bro. But
even through high school, I remember we'd be in the middle of a play, and I'd be like, all right, we break out of the huddle, and you'd be like, hey, bro, what do I run? What am I supposed to run?
I used to be panicking, bro. Like, I remember at football practice one day, Coach Jamel come up to me. He said, hey, Collin, look, you're running the post. I was like, all right, coach. So I broke the huddle. I'm running down there. I'm like, all right, got to post. When I tell you, I ran the best corner route you have ever seen, bro. I hit the brake. Oh, yeah. And he came across yelling, and I was just like, oh, dude, I don't know, coach. I don't know. He's like, I just told you. I was like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, that was crazy times.
No.
You never got that down.
No.
You never got that down.
No.
Meanwhile, I had to know everything.
Yeah, no. I'm glad you knew everything. I could just, hey, what I got, bro? What I got?
It wasn't that. I mean, it was kind of hard, but especially because you got to remember everybody's route, not just your own.
That was perks of your best friend being a quarterback. Hey, bro, what I got, dog? What I got?
Yeah, so we met then, and then it kind of just all started from there. We ended up at each other's house every day, going back and forth to each other's house. We couldn't just stay at one house. We get bored, go back to the other house. And then we ended up on our sneaking out. We always started. Started sneaking out.
Yep.
After the first time, it was like you couldn't stop.
No, it was
And we didn't even sneak out to do nothing bad. Most of the time, we was riding around.
Snuck out to hang out, bro.
Yeah, we snuck out to hang out. Or like we used to go down, like meet right in the middle of center of the driveway, and then we would go and sit down and just figure out what are we gonna do? What we got to do? Sometimes we just go back to each other's house and just play the video game. Something like that. No, there were sometimes we got into some bad stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, but you never got in trouble for none of that.
The only time, there was 2 times that my dad had some. He was kind of like, I had to take my screen off, and I used to didn't put it back on because it's kind of hard to put your screen back on from inside the room. So I would throw it in the back of my brother's truck because he parked right there by my window. Well, one night he just wasn't home or something. I don't remember. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna leave the screen right here. And I would always get up early. I'd go put it back on. Well, I don't know if I overslept or something. My dad come busting up my room. Hey, what's your screen doing off your window? I was like, I was shooting squirrels out of my window yesterday. And he was like, you was doing what? I was like, there was these squirrels out here, and I was shooting them. He like, just to this day, I don't even know if I already told him the truth, but he just kind of was like, it's the weirdest look. Like, man, I don't, like, all right, bro.
Yeah, but we always got caught in our house. We always got caught. They probably had suspicion 24/7, but we actually got caught. And Collin would always get the upper hand because even though he got caught, he got no repercussions. My parents were too cool to like let his parents know, like, hey, your kid was sneaking out with our kids. No, they never said any of that. It was just our little secret at the house, and me and Caden had to take all the repercussions for it. But it's kind of cool though that they did that. I think it's cool for you.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
Mike, if you're watching this, ground him for all that.
Oh man, it was the only other time I almost got caught was you had snuck over to my house one night. We was playing the game. Well, I don't know what happened. I guess we fell asleep or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And my dad come in there. 'Cause he always come in there just kind of like, hey, morning, good morning, whatever. He was like, I walked out. He's like, hey, when Jansen get here? I was like, oh yeah, you was already in bed, and he decided he wanted to come stay the night. He had to do some stuff at home. And same thing. He was kind of like, oh, all right. Which, and we hung out so much, he didn't know no different. Yeah. Like, he was always at the house anyways, or other way around. So he kind of just, oh, all right. But
yeah, that's crazy.
That was about it as far as the sneaking out went.
Yeah, we were with each other every day. The entire high school.
Yep.
And all throughout high school.
Like you said, that 6th grade summer to senior year, bro. Like,
yeah.
You lived, like, until I moved, bro. But it really didn't change nothing. I was driving then, so it was like.
Yeah.
But it was what? Before I moved, like 200 yards?
Yeah, not even. It was walking distance. We walked to each other's house. And you had a hoverboard.
Yeah, the hoverboard, bro. Well, then you had one for a short. No, you had 2, didn't you? Because then you had the one that you never got.
Yeah, so my grandparents had gotten my little cousin Ryder, they got him a hoverboard for his birthday. It was February 14th, Valentine's Day, which is his birthday. And my dad, he was too little and didn't weigh enough to be able to ride it. So my dad got on there and he was riding it around. And these dogs are gonna make me mad whining like that. But they were riding around. And my dad had told Ryder, "Here, get on." He picked him up, and he's riding around with Ryder in his hands.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes over the sidewalk, and like, you know how some sidewalks are like uneven.
Yeah, no.
Well, he hit it, and he couldn't get up it, so he backed up and tried to hit it again. When he did, his ankles flew out from under him, and he kicked the chair. I don't know what happened to Ryder. He kind of like threw him out of the way, or like caught him on his stomach or something. Well, when he kicked that chair, it snapped his ankle clean in half.
Yeah, no.
So he was screaming on the ground. My grandma was, because he was freaking out, about to throw up. My grandma was sitting there going, "Punch me in the face, Josh! Punch me in the face! Hit me, Josh!" And I was just like, "For what?"
What?
Yeah. So yeah, they had my hoverboard in the back of their seat, or in the back of their truck. And after that, my parents were just like, "No, you're not getting the hoverboard." So I don't even know what they did with the other one, but I never got it. So that sucked. And then I ended up me and my dad made a bike. So Kaylee's old bike, it was like a girly bike.
Yeah.
We had spray painted it blue and black, got some handles on it, got a headlight, tail light. Just done it up all the way. We spray painted the rims, bought some new black tires because the tires were white. This bike made it a day.
Yeah, you popped the tire. I remember that.
I ran into the back of the Caden.
That's right.
And we had a freaking wreck right there in the middle of 9th Street. And ever since then, the bike just trash. Spent $100 to fix that bike up for nothing.
Then you actually rode her bike.
Yeah, and then I guess she got a bike, so I rode it.
No, this ain't your bike no more.
Yeah, mine's broke. You can fix it up.
So we rode bikes all over for me, dude.
Yeah, we did.
All over for me.
Yeah, my parents didn't ever know about that.
Nope.
I would have never allowed to do that, and we did anyways.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun, though.
Yeah, it was, man.
Fort Meade's a little town, so it's like I see little kids riding bikes around town. My dad used to tell me how they used to ride around Bartow all the time, and I'm like, bro, we live in Fort Meade is half the size of Bartow.
Yeah, for real. Y'all talking about Bartow. Like, Bartow, I mean, it's not a huge city, but it's pretty big compared to Fort Meade. It's like at least double, maybe triple.
So, yeah, we didn't get to do that. I remember Kaylee got caught one time. As soon as she left our driveway, she was just riding around right there. I forgot who called her. I think it was, I don't know who called my parents, but Kaylee was just right there going back and forth in the road, like out in the road and then back into the driveway. Somebody got her and snitched on her about that. She got in trouble for that. She's finna start driving. That's crazy.
Yeah, no, that is crazy, dude. That's wild.
It's also crazy to think that we've been graduated for what, going on 3 years now?
Yes, bro.
I still feel like we need to be in high school.
I wish we kind of still were in high school, bro. Like, good time.
I don't know. It was just way easier being in high school. You didn't really have to worry about nothing. Now I gotta worry about bills and going to work every day and having enough money to pay the bills. But I mean,
not too bad.
Yeah, we're blessed. I can't really complain about it. So, so what made you you go to church sometimes now? So what made you want to start doing all that?
Man, I don't know necessarily. Well, I was always in church as a kid with my parents. Like we always went to church. I mean, I never really, not that I wouldn't say I didn't buy into it. I just never really, I guess, understood. I was real young. I was real young. We probably stopped going when I was like, I don't know, 8 or 9. And then I started going again a lot with you. When I started hanging out with you a lot, we'd go to church on Wednesdays, church on Sundays sometime. And same thing. I really didn't, not that I didn't understand, I just didn't really get the whole, I didn't get the whole concept. Like, I didn't really, like I said, I really didn't understand too much. Like,
you didn't know about what you were believing in.
Basically, like, I knew who God was. I knew how this world was created. I knew everything like that. I just kind of didn't know, like, dang, like, I knew there was more to it. Like, this, like, oh, these people ain't just going to keep going back to church, like, for nothing. Like, there's something, that something is what I wasn't getting out of it. Like, I wouldn't, like, guess I wouldn't really, it's kind of hard to put into words. You get kind of what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, the relationship.
Yes, there you go. And then it was, like, probably less, probably more than a year ago. It's been over a year ago. I was going to school. I was going to college down in South Florida State, and I had this EMT test, dog, that, man, I took this class 3 years in a row, bro. Finally passing my third year. And going into that exam, The same exam I done failed twice, dude. I was terrified of this exam, bro.
Yeah.
Like, phew. And I had just like around that time, right before, like probably about 6 months before that class was into that class, probably ish. Cause I think it was like a 8 month long class. About 4 or 5 months in that class, I really started going to church a lot. Like just being around y'all and stuff, kind of just seeing it. It's like, dang, like I want a piece of that. Like, dang, these guys, like they got this like fire, man. Like, like wouldn't necessarily say jealousy, but more like, dang, bro, like I want someone they got. Like, and so I started going a lot, and then it just kind of like everything kind of started making more sense. Like life itself just kind of started making more sense. Like certain things just clicked that didn't click before. Not saying everything was just handed to me after that, but a lot of things that like I struggled with or had a hard time with became easier to cope with, easier to deal with. Like I had somebody something to turn to. Like ever ran into a tough time, hard situation, man, I sat there and I'd pray about it. It's like wouldn't always be the best result or the everything that I wanted out of it, but I got what I needed out of it.
Yeah, 100%.
Like just flat out. And it wasn't something that happened right away. Some things took time. Like that class, it took that class 3 years.
Yeah.
And then I prayed and prayed, and then your poppy and your dad prayed for me at church. Like I got this exam coming up because it was 2 tests. I had to pass two. It was 2 tests before the exam, and I had to pass these 2 tests, or my average would have dropped. I wouldn't have been able to even sit for the final. Pass that test, pass the next one. So I was like, hey man, y'all, I'm finna take this final, whatever came to that day, bam, passed the final. And I was just like, wow. And then it was probably a week before that. I was on my way home. I was coming by, and there's this huge pasture I drove by every single day to and from school. Never noticed it. And all of a sudden, there's this ginormous cross in the middle of this pasture.
Oh wow.
And it was just like something just hit me in my heart, like had me like crying a little bit. But it wasn't like tears like I was sad. It just like I felt the presence of God for the first time, and it was like, wow, like. And that's what really kind of like just, and I know I've strayed off the path a few times,
Yeah.
quite a bit of times, but it's like, man, I always somehow find my way back where I need to be.
Yeah.
And it's something that I don't want it to be like, oh, like I'm good now, and then I fall off. No, I want it to be more consistent. I've been more consistent about it lately, but it's like, I don't know, man. It's just something that if you got in your life, it can really change your life for real.
Yeah,
Like,
100%.
make life better. Like you got a better, like not necessarily always in a better mood, but like you have a different approach to everything. Like everything is just different in a good way. But like I don't know, that's a conversation I could have with you for a while.
Yeah, that's a good way to explain it. And
It's not it ain't the best way I can sit here and explain this because kind of some things it's kind of hard to put into words. But like yeah, dude, it's
and what you were saying, the power of prayer is crazy.
Yes.
I've actually seen and witnessed some things. So there's a buddy of mine. I'm not gonna say his name because I don't want to put him on blast or anything. But there's a buddy of mine. He doesn't really believe in God like that. He's kind of on the fence. He grew up believing in God, but he doesn't really know, and he's got some questions about it. And when I talk to him, sometimes he asks me about it and wants to know kind of more of what I believe and stuff like that. Because there's a lot of people think that Christians they hate gay people and they're racist and they this, that, and the other. They think women are less than men or something like that, and that's not it at all. The Bible claims to love your neighbor as yourself, and you hate the sin, but you love the person. If that makes any sense.
yeah. No, I hear you.
So I was talking to him one day, and he was telling me about his aunt has pancreatic cancer, and the survival rate for pancreatic cancer, if you didn't know, is 1%.
Oh wow.
So like he was telling me that it was kind of bad, and just to keep her in he had asked me, he was like, hey man, if y'all could, or if you could, just keep her in your prayers. And that already let me know, okay, well at least he thinks that prayer kind of works.
Yeah, that's where it starts right there.
And I was like, yeah man, 100%. Like I'm more than happy to pray for anybody. So I went down to the church and I got a prayer cloth for my poppy. And we had prayed over it and stuff like that. So I went back to work and I gave it to him. I was like, hey man, give this to your aunt and let them know that we're praying for her, and I believe that she's gonna be healed. And I think it was maybe a month later, he came back to work and he was like, hey man, I just want to let you know, she went because the doctors had told her before that they were gonna try one more thing, but if that didn't work, then it was it, and there was nothing that they could do about it. And So the month later, he came back to me. He was like, "Hey man, I just want to let you know that she's good. Like she's fine. She's
That's
not
awesome.
nothing's bad's gonna happen to her no more." And he's like, "Just, I mean, praise God." And I was like, "Dude, that's exactly it. Praise God." And it just let me know, like, okay, God's moving in his life one way or another. And
Right.
I really thank God for allowing me to be a part of that. I think that was really cool. So maybe one day he'll want to get more into it and look it up. But for the people that don't know the gospel or anything like that, this is kind of the moral of the story. So I'm a sinner. We are all sinners, right? You cannot how do I explain this? The wages of sin are death. So God came down in the form of a man to live a life on earth just like we do, being tempted by all this sin and stuff, and he lived it perfect. And how I like to put it in perspective is you're in court for the death penalty. Right? You've done all these terrible things and they're about to sentence you to death. And Jesus just walks into the room and is just like, I'll take it. I'll do that. And with him dying on the cross, it saved, basically what I like to say is it saves all humanity. And if they accept Jesus, well, first of all, when he died on that cross, he was the sacrifice. He was perfect and everything like that. So when he died, it allowed his spirit to be able to be within us. Because before, you couldn't have a relationship with God himself because we're all sinners. Does that make sense? So he washes your sin away if you accept it and you believe it. So he washes all that away, and now we're able to have a relationship with God, and we're able to live with him for the rest of our lives. So, and another thing is a lot of people like to think that the devil is the ruler over hell, and that's not true whatsoever. So the devil is here on earth. If you look it up in the Bible, when he was cast out of heaven, he wasn't sent to hell. He was sent to earth, and it says that he roars around like a lion. So basically what his objective right now to do to everybody is to get them to go to hell with him, because he knows that his time is coming. So that's what he's trying to do. And what was the other thing that I was going to say? So, and hell wasn't created for people. Hell was created for the devil and his demons. So what I'm saying is God didn't create hell for man. He created it. I just said that. But so people like to think, oh, why would God send people to hell? God doesn't send people to hell. But God loved you so much that if you refuse to believe him and you refuse to walk with him and you don't want him in your life, then he's not going to force himself on you to be in your life. So with that being said, is if you don't accept Jesus, he's only created two places, heaven and hell, other than earth. But when you die from earth, you only have two places to go. And if you don't want Jesus in your life, the only other place you can go is to hell.
Yep.
So that's kind of crazy.
You know, it is. I mean, you explained it pretty darn perfect, dude. Like, can't really get no better than that.
Yeah. What else? What's the craziest thing that you've ever done in your life?
Craziest thing I ever done in my life. I'm going to think about this for a
I don't even know the answer to that.
You do know the answer?
I don't know the answer to my own question.
Yeah,
for
dog.
me.
That's let's see, craziest thing I ever done in my life.
You ever been skydiving? No, you want to go skydiving.
I would jump.
I would
out of a
hate
plane,
to go
bro.
skydiving. Here, I'm gonna turn this back on real quick.
Yeah, it's a fast 30 minutes.
I apologize. The people that listen, they know my camera only records 30 minutes at a time, so that's what it is. But anyways, you said that you want to go skydiving.
I would definitely go skydiving, bro.
Yeah, you said, oh, bro, for my 18th birthday, which that has passed, thank God. For my 18th birthday, me and you were going to go skydiving. I'm not going, bro. I hate to break it to you. I'll never jump out of a perfectly good plane.
See, they tell you like if you go for the first time, you gotta jump with somebody, like some kind of instructor. You gotta be strapped to him.
I'm not even doing that.
I don't want to do that. I want, hey, here's your parachute, dog.
No.
This is what you pull. All right, when I pull it, all right, and I just want to.
No, dude. Because if I jumped out of the airplane, the parachute would be out as soon as I got out of the airplane. I'm never doing that.
That's called
ever.
hang gliding, bro. You just go hang.
I'm not even going hang gliding. The only thing I'll do close to skydiving is the indoor skydiving. It's the only thing I'm gonna do. But I'm still scared about that.
That's sketchy, dog. Because you just, I don't know if you don't like. There's no parachute to catch you if you just start.
No, you're just in a
free falling.
wingsuit. You're just in a wingsuit.
That's my like. Come on, I think my dad's done it before, and watching the video, like you close your arms or something to
and
kind
you
of
fall.
See, my thing is I forget. Like I go to falling and forget to put my arms back out and smack right on the
I'm
bottom.
not doing it. I mean, I'll indoor skydive, like I said, but I'm not skydiving. I won't even go bungee jumping. I've actually gotten to the point to where rides on like roller coasters and stuff like that, I don't even want to do anymore now.
Why you shouldn't be scared of rides like that at all, bro? Because that's like, it was kind of funny. Me and Kendall was talking about the other day. Me and you at the Strawberry Festival. She said, y'all was just screaming on them roller coasters. I was like, yeah,
dang right.
We was having a good time, though. I was like,
yeah,
it was a little scary.
I wasn't necessarily scared of the rides until here recently.
Yeah.
I think last year there's been like a few deaths.
Yeah.
With like the free fall stuff and everything like that. And I've seen this video the other day. It was like the slingshot.
Yeah, it broke. I seen that.
Yeah, it broke. And they like hit the thing. And I was like, I'm never doing anything like that ever again.
Now, I used to always want to get on that slingshot. I mean, I'm not saying I still necessarily would, but like I always wanted to. But that was my worst fear. That sucker hitting its max point and both of them strings snapping.
Then you're just flying.
Straight into space.
I'm not doing that ever. And the weird thing that happens to me when I do that free fall stuff is like, obviously your stomach is dropping and stuff, but I'm just sitting there going, and you're just constantly breathing in. I can't breathe out. Oh. I get so scared on those things, bro. It's so crazy.
Now, I've kind of done a form of bungee jumping because I was on this, like, it's one of them, like, ropes course. They're, like, up in the trees. There's these different obstacles. And you got, like, a harness. You're held up by this cord, whatever. Well, you get in this bunch of different platforms. Like, some were, like, these logs that were straight ahead, and you walked across the logs. Or one was just a rope. I mean, and I fell a few times, but you catch yourself instantly, so it's not too bad. Now, you were 500 feet in the air, so it was kind of sketch to a certain extent. Like, but I'm not really scared of a whole lot of things like that. I just kind of
I'm scared of heights.
Kind of like an adrenaline junkie. I always like getting my adrenaline going. I kind of enjoyed that a little bit.
Yeah, you like the dirt bikes.
Yeah, dude, that was a little sketchy phase also. But at the end of this ropes course, bro, they had this little free fall thing. That's what they called it. They didn't call it bungee jump. They called it free fall. It was like 250 feet. And you were, I'm trying to think. Yeah, you were strapped from the back of your harness. So when it caught you, it kind of yoked you up a little bit. Yeah. But they were like, hey, most people go straight backwards so they don't have to look at the ground, whatever. But if you really want a thrill, just walk straight off the platform. So I'm peeking over and I'm like, that's a long way down. Like, okay. I thought I wasn't scared of nothing. So I was like, whatever. Man, I took that step off the platform. And literally for that, it was only like 4 or 5 seconds that you're free falling, but dude, you're free falling, and it was like, but as soon as it caught you, it was like, all right, I'm good. But like in those 3-4 seconds, it was kind of like, yeah, I was scared. I'll admit it, I was scared.
See, my dad and my uncle buddy went on at Fun Spot. They got this thing that's 300 feet up in the air.
Is it the swing?
Yeah, so they were all the way up there, and it's bringing them all the way up, and you pull your own cord when you do that to drop you. So they said they get all the way up there, and my dad's going, buddy, pull the cord. Buddy, pull the cord. And they're just hanging up there. My buddy's like, I can't. He's like, what do you mean you can't, buddy? Pull the cord. He's like, no, I can't. So now they're just up there.
Yo.
And he said finally it just snapped and they freaking started falling down. And I'm like, no, dude.
I did the same thing, yeah.
I can't do that. There's no way. I'm too scared of heights for one. If I'm at the top of, like, on the roof of a place, like a hospital or a parking garage or something, I look down, I immediately get dizzy. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm scared of that stuff. And I almost got a job one time working scaffold.
Oof.
And doing scaffold work and stuff.
No, I would have never done it just based on them scaffolds don't look very trusty.
No, dude. So I went and I applied. I was 17. Thank God I was 17. But I had got my stuff. The dude gave me shirts, a hard hat, a harness, and everything. I was finna start. And then he called me one day. I was like, hey, man, you're 17 years old. I was like, yeah, I know. He was like, yeah, you can't work here until you're 18, so just you're gonna have to come back with us and get a job. And I was like, okay. So I was gonna wait. My plan I was gonna wait, but I started applying for other jobs too, just because. And Caden and Devin had got a job out there, and they were working there for a while, and they would send me pictures of like how high they were up in the air, and they're just walking on bars basically.
Yeah, no.
And I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. So when I turned 18, I finally ended up getting a job at the apartment complex. But thank God I didn't have to do that, bro, because I would have never got any work done. I'd have just been worried about staying up.
Yeah, I was never scared of heights, but I was scared of falling from a tall place. Like,
I'm terrified of heights.
I've been on a few vacations, like North Carolina, Tennessee, where like, I mean, there's points where you're at the edge of these cliffs, just kind of like little sightseeing. You look over that cliff, and it's just like, yeah, like kind of not necessarily run away from the edge, but it's like, let me get away from the edge, bro. Cause
Do you have any fears?
any fears? Not necessarily. I mean, I ain't really scared of like spiders or nothing like that. Snakes. I mean, I don't like. I'm not the kind of guy to go pick them up. I kind of just keep my distance. Like,
I'm scared of snakes.
I wouldn't go pick no snake up, but I'm not like, oh my god, it's a. Now I can actually. You know what? I kind of am scared of snakes, bro.
My mom says that snakes are of the devil.
Dude, they look like some serpents, bro. Like,
that's what they are.
Straight up. Shoot,
yeah, dude. My grandma is not scared of nothing, dude. Like nothing. I seen a snake one time. I was mowing their yard and I started weed eating, and there was a snake over there. And I told my Nina, I was like, "Hey man, there's a snake over there." She went and picked that snake up, dog.
No, I ain't picking it.
Just slung it out there, and I was like, "Okay, Nina, I know who to come to whenever I got anything in my house."
Well, I do have one fear. This is always. It's not necessarily as bad now, but I was petrified as a kid. The dark, bro.
The dark.
Didn't do the dark. Well, not necessarily the dark, more or less of like what's in the dark. But yeah, no, I didn't. The lights were off at night, it was dark outside at night. My dad be like, "Hey man, go take the trash out." Like, you gonna walk with me? Like, hey, you tell Cody to go with me? Like, here man, take this flashlight. No, you gonna go with me, bro. Like, I ain't going out there by myself. And I had my mom used to make fun of me, bro, because she tell me same thing till I was like 14 years old, 15 years old. She's like, "Hey, go take the trash out." I'm like, all right. They'd hear that door close. It'd be 3 seconds. I'd be right back. What's up, Mom? I'm back. Like, she started laughing at me because she knew I'd just beeline to the trash can.
See, I was kind of not like that with like the trash and stuff, but like when I was a kid and I like woke up and had to use the bathroom in the middle of the night or something, bro. I'd go to the bathroom, and as soon as I got in the bathroom, I'm like, there's somebody behind this.
Lock the door. Yeah, no.
So I used to just like, yeah, like hurry up. Now I don't know what I would ever do if there was actually somebody behind that curtain and I just yanked it backwards, but yeah, I used to do that just like.
Yeah,
okay,
it's almost like
there,
many scenarios like that. Even in my house, just I would hear something, just like the basic scary movies. I gotta go check it out.
Yeah,
I gotta go see what it is.
If I don't, I'm gonna be up all night thinking about it.
Just looking.
My dad used to scare us, bro. Like he broke our door knob for one to the bathroom, so you used to lock. But he figured out that if you just keep on twisting it, it kind of like unlocks
That's how the door was at our
breaks
old
through.
house.
So you used to walk in there and just pull our shower curtain back and just scream.
Oh,
and
man. That's wild.
He went into. I don't want to tell Caden's story, so I'll bring him on here and let him talk about that. But yeah, what I'm scared of. What am I scared of? Snakes. I don't like spiders, but I'll deal with them. Brooke don't like lizards. I don't like frogs. I don't like frogs. They're not my friend.
I used to be a little kid and go pick them up, catch them.
Nah,
I got a frog.
I'm scared of frogs.
I don't like them big slimy ones though, man.
I'm scared of heights. I don't necessarily think this is this is a phobia. I'm scared to get fat.
No, I hear you there, dog. I don't want to never be fat, bro. Like,
no offense to anybody out there that's overweight or anything, but just for me, nah, man, I couldn't do it.
Yeah, no disrespect or nothing. And I ain't like I always been skinny, but that's another thing that bothered me, man, for a while, dude. That's why I got in the gym, bro. I was always the skinny guy, bro. Always the littlest dude on the ball team. Always the littlest dude on the football team, bro. So,
see, I was like skinny fat, if that makes any sense.
But you always had like not necessarily like that. You was fat, but you always had good weight on you, bro. Like
yeah, I guess. Like, I wasn't like a string bean or nothing.
I
but
was
I
definitely
wasn't
a string bean.
fat. I didn't have no muscle definition on me. So whatever mass I had on me was just fat. That always sucked. But now I'm getting to where I want to be. I'm not where I want to be, but so you are
Closer to where you want to be.
So you are in the gym.
Yep.
Now, how is that? You like going to the
Oh,
gym?
dude, I love going to the gym,
That's
bro.
good.
Cause I mean, I wouldn't say you were the sole reason I started working out, but you were the reason I went to the gym.
Yeah.
You wouldn't stop bugging me about it, and it wasn't even like a, oh my gosh.
Well, I used to make you mad.
It wasn't
that.
even like a you getting on my nerves. It was like, man, he's right. Like
I know, bro.
Like I tell you I want to put on weight. I tell you I want to get stronger, but I didn't want to go to the gym.
Yeah, dude.
Like it was always like it got to the point where I ran out of excuses. Like, bro, like I don't have clothes. Oh, yo, bro, I'm on the way back from here. Like, and a lot of times I would like be coming back from somewhere and I was in jeans and stuff, and then he was like, I got some clothes. And it's like, all right, bro, nah, I don't want to go. I just don't want to go, bro. I just don't want to go.
Okay.
And then enough of that, and then just the fact that I got tired of just being the skinniest dude in the room or the smallest dude in the room. I was like, man, I gotta get in the gym.
Well, a lot of people like to say like, "Oh, I don't have any motivation." And if you're wanting to go to the gym and you're waiting on motivation, I'll promise you'll never be there. You'll never go to the gym.
Is the motivation. Once you start going to the gym, and you like, for me, I mean, the pre-workout definitely helped at first, like to get that bit of a rush. Yeah. But you still got to bring yourself to that parking lot to whenever you take your pre-workout to, okay, I'm going to the gym now. But then once you, like you told me, bro, once you start seeing them little bit of gains, it's like, oh, yo. Like,
it turns into an addiction, bro.
Yes, bro.
I can't get out of the gym. Like earlier today, I texted you. It's my rest day today.
Yep, same.
I texted you, hey, bro, you trying to go to the gym before we do this podcast?
The only reason why I turned you down was because yesterday was another rest day.
You was still asleep. That's what it was.
Well,
if you'd have been woke up, you probably would have been like, yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, no, you're right. But I would have still, when I got here, I'd have still been willing to go. But, like, yesterday was supposed to be rest day. I had done Monday I hit arms and back. Tuesday was legs. Wednesday was chest and shoulders. Thursday was legs. And I hit arms and back again yesterday. I was willing to go with you today, bro, but like my arms, and I don't want to work out legs today.
No, I don't like doing legs, but I do it when I
should. That's probably just like I got a little.
See, I hit everything
legs.
2 times a week. So I do chest and arms, legs, back and shoulders, and a rest day, and then it repeats. Chest and arms, legs, back and shoulders, rest day. So when I first started working out, dude, when I tell you that I had got into the gym, I was going hard. Like I went 10 days in a row just for one rest day. That's not good. I don't recommend anybody doing that, but that's just what I did.
Yeah, no.
And I like everybody now. I feel like there's a lot of people going to the gym. Jason got me into the gym. And I mean, after that, I kind of just have got my own thing. But yeah, if you're looking for motivation, it's not going to work. You're not ever going to get motivated to go to the gym unless you start going to the gym. It's more about dedication.
Yep.
If you got to know what your goals are and you got to work towards them. Another thing I like to say is you got to sacrifice for what you want before what you want becomes your sacrifice. That's really good to think about. I hear that from a few people. I forgot who it was, but yeah, I like to think about it that way. So and that goes with anything in life. If you want this job or you want to be able to do this and do that, and you got to sacrifice for it. Or if you just are lazy and you never do it, your dream will become your sacrifice and it'll never happen. So that's kind of my quick little tip. Or not tip. What is that? My quick little tip.
Tip. There you go.
Yeah.
I was like, where's he going with that?
Yeah, I didn't know what I was going to say. But that was a good little podcast. Collin, I appreciate you coming on here.
Oh, yeah, man. I appreciate you having me on.
Guys, if you haven't liked or subscribed or watched any of the other videos, go do that, please. It really helps me out. Subscribe. If you're watching this video and you're not subscribed, what are you doing?
Yeah, you got to subscribe, bro.
Yeah, dude, come on. It ain't that hard. It's for free. You can subscribe for free. Code music at whole strength. You get 10% off. They got some really cool clothes, and they got knee sleeves, like little armbands. They got wrist wraps, all the above, all you can think about. They got some cool shirts on there, some gym shorts. I don't know if they have gym shorts, but I think I do know for a fact that they have sweatpants. So go cop some of those. Code Music, like I said, they got some shirts on there that have some Bible scriptures on there. I want to get a few of those. Like, subscribe, comment. If you don't know what to comment, just comment, hey. Or, I don't know, anything. You just comment anything. Just make sure that you fill out that comment subsection. My words are messed up today.
Dude, you're starting your own dictionary, man.
Yeah. So do that. Comment, like, subscribe. Follow the TikTok. Yeah, I know it pod. Follow the Instagram. Yeah, I know it pod. I think that's it. All right. I appreciate everybody for watching the podcast. Thank y'all.